Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're tackling Leetcode problem 368, largest divisible subset. It sounds a little mathematical, but don't worry, we'll break it down step by step. The goal is to find the biggest group of numbers from a given list, where every pair in the group divides each other nicely. Let's dive in. Okay, so the problem gives us a list of unique positive numbers. We need to find the largest possible subset, a smaller collection of numbers picked from the original list, that follows a specific rule. What's the rule? For any two numbers you pick for your subset, say odd n over high end, either must divide evenly or must divide evenly. We want the subset with the most numbers that satisfies this condition. If there's a tie for the largest size, any one of the largest subsets is fine. The numbers are positive, and the list size is up to 1,000. Let's look at the first example. The input is 1, 2, 3. We need a subset where every pair divides each other. Can we take all three? 1, 2, 3. Let's check the pairs. Does 1 divide 2? Yes. Does 1 divide 3? Yes. Does 2 divide 3? No. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 isn't valid. How about 1, 2? Does 1 divide 2? Yes. That works. Its size is 2. How about 1, 3? Does 1 divide 3? Yes. That also works. Size 2. How about 2, 3? Does 2 divide 3? No, invalid. The largest valid subsets are 1, 2, and 1, 3, both of size 2, so we can return either one. The output shows 1, 2. Now for the second example. 1, 2, 4, 8. Let's check the whole set. Does 1 divide 2? Yes. 1 divides 4? Yes. 1 divides 8? Yes. Does 2 divide 4? Yes. Does 2 divide 8? Yes. Does 4 divide 8? Yes. Wow. Every pair seems to work. Since the whole set, 1, 2, 4, 8, follows the rule, and it's definitely the largest possible subset, it includes everything. That's our answer. Its size is 4. Okay, so what's the first idea? Well, we could generate every single possible subset of the original numbers. For each subset, we'd then check if all pairs within it satisfy the divisibility rule. Finally, we'd keep track of the largest valid subset we find. The problem is, the number of subsets grows incredibly fast, like exponentially fast. If the input list has n numbers, there are 2 to the power of n subsets. That's way too slow for n equals 1,000. We definitely need a smarter approach. Let's think about that divisibility rule again. A%b equals 0, or b%a equals 0. What if we sort the numbers first? Let's say we have a potential subset, and its elements are sorted. S1, S2, S3, Sk. Now, for any pair psi and Sj where I less than j, meaning psi less than Sj, the condition Sj% Si equals 0 or Si% Sj equals 0 simplifies. Since psi is smaller than Sj, psi% Sj can never be 0 unless psi itself is 0, which isn't allowed here. They are positive. So, we only need to check if the larger number is divisible by the smaller number, Sj, %Si equals 0. Furthermore, because of how division works, transitivity, if S1 divides S2, and S2 divides S3, then S1 automatically divides S3. This means, if we sort the original array nums, we can look for a subset S1, S2, Sk, where each number divides the next one in the sequence. If S2% S1 equals 0, S3% S2 equals 0, and so on, the whole subset will satisfy the original condition. This smells like dynamic programming. Okay, since sorting helps simplify the checks, let's sort nums. Now, finding the longest chain S1, S2, Sk, where Si plus 1 is divisible by psi, sounds a lot like the classic longest increasing subsequence problem, just with a different condition, divisibility instead of just being larger. So, we can use dynamic programming. Let's define dpi as the size of the largest divisible subset whose largest element is nums. Every number itself forms a divisible subset of size 1, so initially, all dp values are at least 1. How do we calculate dp's shear dimension? We look at all the numbers before nums in the sorted array. Let's say we're looking at nums where j is less than I. If nums is divisible by nums, Willembus before nums equals 0. it means we can potentially form a new, larger divisible subset by taking the largest divisible subset that ended with nums and just sticking nums onto the end. The size of this new subset would be 1 plus dp, the size of the subset ending at j plus nums. Since we want the largest subset ending at nums, we should consider all possible nums, where j less than I and nums is divisible by nums, and take the one that gives us the biggest size. So dp is the maximum value of 1 plus dp over all valid j, or just 1 if no such j exists. Just knowing the size isn't enough. We need the actual subset. How do we reconstruct it? While we're calculating the dp values, we can keep track of how we got the best size for each dp. Let's use another array, maybe called parent. Parent will store the index j of the number nums that came just before nums in the largest divisible subset ending at nums. So whenever we find a j such that nums% equals 0 and updating dp gives us a new best size for dp, we also record that connection by setting parent equals j. Once we've calculated all dp and parent values, we find the index, let's call it max_idx, which has the overall largest dp value. This nums max_idx is the last element of our desired subset. We can then find the previous element using parent, max_idx, the one before that using parent, max_idx, and so on, until we trace back the whole subset. Alright, here's the complete Python code implementing that dynamic programming approach. It might look like a bit much at first glance, but it directly follows the steps we just discussed. We'll walk through the key parts next. Don't worry about understanding every single line right away. We'll focus on the purpose of each section. First things first, we sort the input array nums. This is super important for our logic to work easily. We get the length n. Then, we create our two helper arrays, d, p, and parent. dp is filled with ones initially, because every number is a divisible subset of size 1 by itself. Parent is filled with -1, signaling that initially, we haven't found any preceding element for any subset. We also initialize max_size to 1, and max_idx to 0, which will keep track of the size of the largest subset found so far, and the index of its last element. This is the core dp logic. We loop through each number nums using index I. Inside this loop, we loop through all the numbers before it, using index j. Crucially, we check, does nums divide nums? Remember, nums is guaranteed to be greater than or equal to nums, because we sorted. If it divides, we see if using the subset ending at j and adding I gives us a better, larger subset than what we currently have recorded for dpi. If it is better, we update dps to this new larger size, 1 plus dp at j, and we set parent to j, remembering that nums is the best predecessor we've found so far for nums. After checking all possible predecessors j for the current I, we check if the dpi we just calculated is the biggest size we've seen overall. If it is, we update max_size and max_idx. Now that we have calculated all the dp sizes and recorded the parent links, and we know the index max_idx, where the overall largest subset ends, we can rebuild the subset. We start with an empty list, called result. We set a temporary index cur_idx to max_idx. Then, we loop as long as cur_idx is not -1, our signal for the beginning of the chain. Inside the loop, we add the number nums, cur_idx, to our result list. Then, the crucial step, we update cur_idx to become parent, cur_idx, effectively moving one step back along the chain we recorded. This continues until we hit the start. At the end, the result list contains the elements of the largest divisible subset, but in reverse order, from largest element to smallest. The last line simply reverses the list to get it in ascending order, although the problem doesn't strictly require this specific order. So how efficient is this dynamic programming solution? First, we sort the array, which typically takes n log n time, where n is the number of elements. Then, we have the nested loops to calculate the dp and parent arrays. The outer loop runs n times, and the inner loop runs up to n times. This gives us a time complexity of roughly n times n, or big O of n squared. Finally, reconstructing the path takes at most n steps. Comparing n log n and n squared, the n squared part is generally slower for larger n, so the overall time complexity is dominated by the dp calculation, order n squared. What about memory? We created two arrays, dp and parent, both of size n, so the space complexity is proportional to n, which we call order n space. This is much better than the exponential time of the naive approach. So let's quickly recap the main points. The core idea for solving the largest divisible subset problem efficiently is to first sort the input numbers. This lets us simplify the divisibility check and reveals a structure very similar to the longest increasing subsequence problem. We then use dynamic programming. We keep track of the size of the best subset ending at each number, dp array, and how we achieved that size, parent array. By filling these arrays and then backtracking from the overall maximum, we can find one of the largest divisible subsets. This approach runs in order n squared time and uses order n extra space, which is a huge improvement over trying all subsets. Hope that explanation made the largest divisible subset problem clearer. If this walkthrough helped you out, please hit that like button, consider subscribing for more Leetcode breakdowns, and feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions or thoughts. And hey, if you're feeling extra supportive, the Boba Fund link is always appreciated. Keep practicing, keep coding, and I'll see you in the next video.